Hi, my name is Kate Wilkinson. I am a hair artist in Northern Arizona, and thank you for joining me today as I take you through this color process.
So I am going to be working on her hair. We want to tone down these warmer tones, and we're going to do some highlighting here around the front to brighten this back up. And then I'm going to be blending her root into this highlight so she doesn't have a strong line, but we are just going to really leave what she has with this lightness and just try to focus on giving her a money piece and, like I said, toning these tones down. But I don't think we're gonna throw any low lights in because she has some low lights going in already, and we just want to keep it as light as possible. So let's get started.
So I start off by using my favorite brush. It's the Bath Pack brush. If you guys haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. I use it for almost all of my colors. Every day I'm in the salon, I am always whipping out that brush. And this is my color track brush. I choose to use a coarser brush when it comes to my root smudges and my color base applications. I just feel it really gets in there and cuts through rather than using a softer brush. And I like that it's so wide because I can get through my color processes quicker. These little things make big differences, so if you haven't tried a wide brush, I recommend you try it, especially when it comes to root smudges. Here I'm not really doing a root smudge, but on my root smudges, you want to get that root smudge on there quick, and so I am always using this brush for that. So here for her root color, I did a mixture of 1/2 ounce of 5N and 1/4 ounce of 8NA. And I added the 8NA for the ash tones that it had in it, but I didn't want it to be too ashy. So I did the 5N, and I wanted to keep it in the level of like a 5-6. So that's why there's just a little bit of the level 8 to kind of lighten it. So it's not so, I didn't want it like too dark because sometimes 5s can be too dark. And I just kind of wanted to go off of her natural base level. And if you guys have not used the color gels before, they're kind of an older color line from Redken, but as you can see, the consistency is like shades, except the cover is much better. It's a permanent hair color, so sometimes I will use Redken Shades EQ, their cover cream, for my root smudges or my root base colors, but I just went with a color gel. I wanted it to cut through stronger and not be transparent because sometimes the creams are so soft that they don't cut through enough. So I was really happy with it the way it turned out. The developer that I used with this was 10 volume. I did equal parts 10 volume. And the reason I wanted it to use a permanent color is because you guys can see how much copper tones she has going on. Some of them were pretty strong there, so I was kind of dragging them up into those darker orange pieces and like dragging them down, so that really helps cut through. So now at this part, I am just taking my brush and melting her color into the blonde. Combing or brushing your color melts is key for getting that really soft blend. After I did the brushing, I rinsed her all out. I had let that sit on for about 10 minutes, and I just love that you can see how it's already changing. It's so pretty. A lot of that is canceled out already. For her all over toner, I did 1 ounce 9P, 1/2 ounce 9NA, 1/4 ounce 9B, 1 ounce crystal clear, and equal parts processing solution.
So this is what we got after we did the root melting. So you can just turn it down for me can see that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you can't even tell that she had any of that crazy stuff going on. It looks really natural. And then we also toned her, and this is looking much better. She wanted to stay really blonde, so I just toned her according to the lightest tones, but she still does have like some warm tones going on. But if I were to tone her to cover those warm tones there, then she would be all over so dark. So we just went and tried to tone out the copper tones as much as possible, and I'm really happy with it, but we do want to still brighten it up. So I'm gonna go in and do some foils around here and then pop some brighter pieces layered on top throughout her hair. So let's get going. So I just wanted to show you guys what lightener I am going to be using on her hair today. After I rinsed her out and put the toners on and the root color to blend, I decided that she needs some more brighter pieces to break up that level. So just bringing in, I'm going to bring in some here, but I'm also going to do some hair painting in the back, and I'll show you guys how I do that. But I just wanted to show you, I did a mix of a clay lightener, Scruples clay lightener, and then I did a mix of Flash Lift by Redken. And so I am going to be using 30 volume. And this is something, normally I measure out my volumes, but because with clay lighteners, it's a consistency thing for sure. I'm just going to be adding in the volume and then checking it as I go and mixing it. So you can start to see it. That was a couple pumps and it's still not quite there. I'm gonna add in a couple more pumps. And I really want to, I always use a whisk to mix my colors, but I really want to get one of those electric ones. Have you guys seen those? If you have used one, let me know how you like them. If they're convenient or if it's just like too much transferring, like does it take too much time? I don't know. But the consistency that people get from those, I know Product Club has one, and you just mix up your color in there and it just looks so beautiful. So, this is it mixed up. And as you can see, it's pretty thick. And I'm gonna do her baby lights with this clay lightener because they turn out really nice too. And then also the hair painting. So I'm not mixing up, you know, 3 different bleaches. And so yeah, let's get going. So I used the Product Club foils. I love them, they work great. I used a longer weaving comb here. I'm not sure what brand that is. And then I love the Product Club, this brush. It's a wide brush, but I love the bristles on it. They're so soft, so they make for a really soft blend. And I'm gonna use this brush on the face framing highlights. And then this is the brush that I used for her hand painting. So I decided to go with Teasylight baby lights here on her face framing highlight section. They just give such a soft blend into what we're going for. So yeah, this is how I do my foiling, and I just kind of blend that up into there. It's almost like the messier it looks, the better it looks in the end. So with the foils, I don't, because it's a clay lightener and the Teasylight, I think it's mainly because it's a clay lightener, I just don't like to smash it like you would a regular highlight application. Like when I'm using regular bleaches, I use Flash Lift bleach by Redken most of the time, and with that I'll fold and like make clean sections. But when doing Teasylights and using clay lightener, I just like to kind of keep it almost not like smashed down, because I feel like it could mess up the color somehow. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just
how I naturally do it, I guess. Also, with the application, because it is 30 volume and her hair is already light, I don't want to, damage her hair too much. So I am putting it heavier at the top and feathering it down. So as it goes towards the ends of her hair where it is lighter, it is lightly applied there, very lightly. And then as I go up, it's almost all over light, almost like a surface highlight that I wanted to do because I don't want to damage her hair. I did add pH bonder to it, so that helps protect the hair as well. Here by her face, it is very important to be very detailed with the placement and foils that you take where you're going to put your lightener at. It can just make such a big difference if you take smaller sections and not leave anything out. It's all in the details. The nice thing about doing these Teasylights is a lot of the times I don't have to do a root smudge. With this application that I did before, the pre-toning and the color melts, I definitely didn't have to do a root smudge. But a lot of the times, even if I'm working off a natural base, I don't have to. And it just helps you save that product and an extra step, and it just looks so pretty. It looks so natural, and a lot of times I've been using this technique. Here I am doing her hair painting, and I am taking sections and teasing them and then doing the hair painting, and that again just gives softness, but popping out the pieces that I want to be blonde. here at this part, I stopped teasing and I just did regular hair painting on some extra pieces that I saw she could use. I did do some of her pop-out pieces in the front foil area as well. And I think that just makes a big difference too, just lightening up more near the face to give that pop of blonde near the front. And we let her hair sit at room temperature, and I think it sat for about 15 minutes before we rinsed out. And here you can see how quickly she lifted there. And I did not show you guys my toning process, but here I rinsed her out. I sprayed on some of the Redken Cat protein spray, and then I put on this second part to the pH bonder. And then I did put her toner in after I rinsed that out and brushed her out, and I did a toner mixture of 9NA 9P with 10 volume, and that was the 10 volume from Color Gels. They're no longer going to be making it, and I'm so sad, but I did stock up, and so after it's gone, it's gone. Here's the toner part. I did show you guys. And I sprayed on that pH bonder from Redken. That actually is supposed to go with their deep conditioning treatments for shots, but I have been using it on the pH bonder by Redken, their like conditioning treatment. I just feel like it seals the conditioner on better on that one as well too. So her toner I let process for about 5 to 8 minutes. And I do let my toners process longer. I know that they're going to be darker, but in the end they last longer and they cover better. So I always tell my clients, don't wash your hair for 2 days, and then after the first time they wash it, those highlights really pop and the tone just stays so beautifully in between their surfaces.
All right, so we are finished. Here is the result. We are so happy with it. We got such a more neutral base, none of the yellow or orange tones going on, a much softer root happening than her before, and yeah, we were just so happy with it. And in the back here you guys can see where the hair painting pieces are popping, and it's just it all just came together so much better, this neutral warmth, because she has natural warmth in her hair, but we just didn't want it orange and yellow tones. So we're so happy with it. Are you happy with it?
I am.